so happy to see you.
Oh my gosh, my dear darling lady. I'm so honored. I want to just begin by saying that I'm honored to have the opportunity to chat with my India-born sister, Bif Naked,
Hi.
one of Canada's most iconic voices, an artist, activist, survivor, and storyteller who has inspired generations through her unique brand of music, her continual resilience, and her unapologetic authenticity to consistently be true to herself at every stage of her life and career. Bif
Yes.
Naked, a documentary premieres today, Friday, November the 21st at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Super Channel Fuse and is available on demand immediately, guys. This feature-length documentary takes us behind the curtain and into the raw, intimate chapters of her life, from the stages that shaped her to the battles that transformed her. Biff, oh my God, my beautiful lady. Thank you for agreeing to chat with me today. I cannot wait to dive in.
You're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, you're a sight for sore eyes.
Oh my God, I'm so glad to hear that. So let me
Beautiful.
dive in. I have like 1,000 questions to ask you. I want to start by asking you about your deeply rooted connection to your India roots, having been born in India. Can you share what India and its culture means to you? Because I'm so fascinated about this part of your eclectic identity before we dive in to the documentary.
Well, for me, obviously, being born in New Delhi was something that, um, I was my birth mom is Canadian. She is only 15 years older than me. So it's
Wow.
something that I grew up, I always knew I was Canadian. I was the only Canadian in my family. My sister was adopted a year before me. She's a year older than me. My
Okay.
parents were living and working in Bareilly when I
Yes.
was born. So they were contacted by my birth family through kind of like a mutual friend. My dad was working always as a dentist, even though they were hired. There's a bunch of kind of Canadian Christian medical hospitals kind of throughout India. And so he was working as a dentist there. They had adopted my sister Shireen already. So I teased my dad that they were kind of pegged as suckers. Uh, any child that is born, they're going to contact my parents and tell them, oh, take this child, take this child. And so that's kind of how it happened that I came into their possession. And so they traveled from Bareilly to New Delhi in hot June night to beat the heat, if you will.
Yes.
And they
Yes.
were basically these white people waltzing into the Holy Family Hospital in New Delhi, and they were handed the white baby. No papers, nothing. Handed the white baby. Off they went
Wow.
on their merry way. Well, try getting out of India 3 years later with no paperwork, with this, little one white baby and one little brown baby. A little bit difficult, to
Yes.
get out of India. So took some time, but eventually they got out of India, and they didn't adopt me until they got to South Dakota, and that took quite a bit of wrangling because, of course, they had no paperwork.
Hmm.
So it was a little bit tricky. Eventually, they went back to Canada. My parents were American, but they adopted us in the USA, came to Canada in 1975 in Manitoba. And then, as the story goes, I wound up kind of coming of age in Manitoba. I went to university in University of Winnipeg and kind of accidentally joined a band and
Yes.
accidentally became a singer. Uh, I
Thank
had
God.
I had no aspirations to be a singer, but
Hmm.
I did become a singer, and I'm so happy that I did because I do love what I do now, and have been doing this for over 30 years.
Oh my God. Well, let's talk about the documentary then, Biff. I feel I know you intimately after watching it, and I feel that other people will feel that way as well because it was just shot so unfiltered. That's kind of the feeling. I felt like I was in the room with you, journeying through your life. It so successfully captures the many sides of your persona. What made you feel that now was the time that you wanted to do this documentary and share, the story and the journey that you've been through? Why now?
Well, I think honestly, I can blame my manager, Peter, wholeheartedly for that. They were already busy working on a feature film based on my memoir called Ibificus.
Yep.
And Peter was in a conversation with Yaz Talat and Gabriel Napura, who he's working on with the producers for that feature film. And he suggested that Peter work with Adam Scorgi and Scorgi Productions on the documentary. And so they embarked on that journey over 3 years ago and worked with Pollyanna Hardwick Brown, who is the director and the editor. And really, she is my guardian angel. She is so, she was a devoted fan to begin with, and she
Mhm.
was so thoughtful and so meticulous. She is just the most, Pollyanna is the most kind-hearted and um, just she's just so loving a fan to begin with. She was
Mhm.
so protective of the story of my professional career already, but she was very careful with how the story of me with my manager was crafted, and she was wanted to be very just very delicate with all of the stories of my personal life. You know, she wanted to really be certain that they were handled in the right way. And
Yes.
I really feel that she just made sure it was just the most uh, loving and thoughtful portrayal of some of these topics. They were very sensitive topics, some of them.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she was just she's so thoughtfully edited and crafted how it was put together. I'm indebted to her. I really
Mhm.
am. I just
Abs-
indebted to Pollyanna.
Absolutely. Well, shout out to Pollyanna because it
Mhm.
truly, truly, when I watched it, Biff, I can't even begin to tell you. There was just so many emotions, as a woman, as an artist, in my own right, as a human, just watching and feeling every single, aspect of, what the feelings were that were coming through the journey of how the story was told. And I want to ask you this: how would you personally describe the documentary for those who have followed your career and think they know you? I'm curious about that.
No, I think that they will be very, I think that they will be very uh, happy with what they see on the screen. I don't think that they will be surprised in as far as the portrayal of me. I think that it is what they have always come to know as me just from interviews. I think they're already familiar with my personality. I don't think that they're going to be surprised as far as how I talk and am behaving. But what I do feel for sure for them, I think that they're going to be very touched by hearing my birth mom interviewed. It is the first time she gets to share her journey, which was just very, for me, it was very moving. And also to be able to hear my manager, Peter, I mean, it's really, with me and Peter, it's really a love story about dedication and loyalty and family. And honestly, Peter's been my manager for 30, 32, 33 years, my whole
Wow.
career. And, he has been my protector and my partner and my best friend. And I mean, he gave me away at my last wedding. Huh,
Yes.
that one ruined as well. But, what can I say? I'm an optimist. What can I say? And I have to just say that it will be very endearing for my fans to listen to the tales from the business perspective, and listen
Mm.
to Peter talking will be, I think, really insightful for everyone. And to have, I cry every time I watch the doc. I personally cry
Oh my
all the
gosh.
time because I'm sentimental.
Of course
You
you
know,
are.
I'm very sentimental, and I love to all the archival footage for me is like, to see yourself young. I just always go, so now what do I look like? Am I the punk rock Nora Desmond? Am I the punk rock Carol Channing at this point? Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But it's just, it's just so, I just love it so much. I'm so happy that everyone can get a glimpse at this picture. It's just, I'm so happy.
And an honest glimpse, Biff. That's what the magic is here. I feel that's gonna really translate over even to people that perhaps haven't followed your journey. So I'd like to ask you for those people who are going to be watching this, perhaps haven't been following your journey from the beginning. What do you hope they get from the documentary? Because that's a very different landscape and vision than someone who knows you intimately and has been following your journey. So, these people who are going to be introduced to you in some way. What do you hope they get from this?
Well, you certainly, I think documentaries are always fascinating for anybody.
Yeah.
Um, I think that hopefully it will be interesting for them to learn about people in the music business. And I hope that they are inspired, to watch our job unfold and to see the career, as it were, all the different kind of twists and turns that a career can take, but also particularly through my journey with cancer, I hope that they can learn to understand how cancer really does affect the whole family.
Hmm.
For especially for a woman who's going through breast cancer. I'm very, very happy that I was able to impact people,
Hmm.
because I wasn't, the just the lady from the grocery store. I was already an entertainer.
Right.
So because of that, I raised awareness. Even if I could raise awareness just for even one or two women, then I think that was a great success that I could do that. Even if I could raise awareness for somebody who had never done a self-exam. Maybe I could put that in her mind and she did a self-exam and then found, her own cancer early. Then that was a good reason that I had it myself, So I look at it that way. And I think that maybe that will spark some interest for somebody who watches the documentary. So you never know. I think,
Absolutely.
yeah, I
And you
think
know
there
what?
is.
And you know what, Biff? I feel like, everybody is going to get something different. Something different is going to touch their heart as they watch this because there are so many poignant moments of emotionality that, spark up along this, telling of your story. And the one thing that I found just really horrifyingly phenomenal and special about you as a person is how you're always concerned about how things affect others. And you pointing case, the cancer story, you mentioned in the documentary that, you know, you were thankful that it happened to you and not your mother and not your sister. It's like
Mhm.
people don't say things like that. But this is a testament to, you know, the many different sides of your personality. Because when people see you on stage, you are a force to be reckoned with. You are powerful, you're empowered, and you're in control of your narrative. But then that other side of you, the personal, the human side of you, is so sensitive and so kind and so generous that even when you were telling that story, I have to share this with you because this really kind of pierced my heart. And I want to share this with you. And that was the moment where you were so upset that the boys that had raped you when you were a young girl would have to now, as grown men, deal with having daughters.
Mhm.
Your concern was that, not the fact that you were affected in the horrific way you were. You are a special woman. I just want to share that with you.
Honestly, Raj, I think that the truth is women are resilient. And if you talk,
Yes.
women are resilient, you can talk to other survivors, and other survivors also. Women are so resilient, and you can talk to survivors who are children of war. You can talk to survivors who have survived more horrific things than I have, and they will still always still earmark other things that they will
Not
feel
everyone
bad
does,
for.
Biff. Biff, not everyone does. It's like, some people get stuck in the narrative of the pain and the torture of it all, but you don't. Like, you've had so many moments where you could have fallen, but there's this resilience in you that just keeps it going. For people out there who can't find that resilience, what would you say to them from your journey?
They will find it. I believe it with my heart. I know women will find it. Well, men too, and they do. And they do. And I think that sometimes the theory I have is it's the hand in the well. So sometimes you just need the hand in the well. Um, you just something has to be the hand in the well, because when you're in the well and you're drowning in the well, you need something to be the hand, and there's going to be a hand in the well that pulls you up. And
Hmm.
that's why people, and I have this argument all the time with people who they bemoan things like faith, and they bemoan things, for some people it doesn't matter if it's another person, if it's fitness, if it is whatever they believe in. Sometimes it's just faith. It's just their
Hmm.
faith that keeps them, whether it's Sikhi, whether it is, Christianity, uh, Muslim, whether it is. Sometimes that's why people still have to have their faith. It doesn't matter what it is. You need a hand in the well. And
Oh
people
my
will find
gosh.
their resiliency. And especially now, in the world is so chaotic, especially not just with social media, not just with the USA, the chaos, it's crazy. You have to find your hand in the well, whatever it is. And that resiliency will get you through. It will get you through. Find your hand in the well. You'll get there. You will get
Amen.
there. Yeah.
Amen to that, sister. Amen to
Yes.
that. I agree with you.
100%.
So I'm curious, were there scenes you considered cutting from the documentary, but ultimately kept in because you felt, no, this matters?
For me, I didn't see anything until it was the final cut, because
Wow.
I had blind faith in Pollyanna and in Adam and Peter and Yaz and the crew. I had to leave it to them. And again, it was Pollyanna and Hardwick Brown, who is the director and editor, and of course, Peter and Adam and Yaz and Gabriel and Shane. I had to do my part, which was to have the faith in them,
Yeah.
and that's really the truth. And I just really had to believe in them, like they believed in me, and like Super Channel believed in my story.
Right.
And I had to be grateful and humble about the fact that they had such faith in me.
Absolutely. Well,
Mhm.
the documentary highlights how strong your bond is with your fans. Like that is undeniable throughout the entire feature-length documentary. What role has your community played in your healing and your growth over the years? Share
Oh, I
that.
have to say, oh my gosh, my
Yeah.
fans have been everything. And it is totally what you're describing. Like, even songs like Tell on You from my first album, the first time I remember performing that on tour when I was a young artist, 23, 24 years old, singing that song. Sometimes it seemed like no one was listening to the song, but I would get one or two girls at the end of the night coming up to me and thanking me for singing it, and I would sing it a cappella, and they would say, "Thank you for singing that song. I can relate to that song. I can relate to those lyrics." And I thought, I'm going to sing it every day. Every show, I will sing that song because I know there's going to be one or two people that will always relate to the song.
Hmm.
And I have to do it for them. I have to always do it for them. And the same with I Love Myself Today or Lucky or whatever. Lucky, always dedicate it to nurses every time we perform it. And same with Tango Shoes. There are always women who will love this song, the song about walking away from a bad relationship. Songs, there's songs about emancipation and songs about, rising up, so I just think, it's important, and they love the songs and they energize me because I know it means something to them. So then it means something to me to sing it. So the fans
Absolutely.
have always given me lots of energy.
Absolutely. Biff, I have to share with you, your capacity to be able to really, push back the curtain and get raw and intimate about the storytelling of your songs is second to no one. Like you are truly an incredible artist. You are so talented in that respect.
Thank you,
Do
Raj.
you do you do you write for others? Like, have you thought about writing for others? Because the music industry really needs true artists today. Uh,
Ah,
with with all of the synthesis and all of the stuff that they do with music today, like the heart and the soul is missing with so much from what I grew up with in the, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like, have you thought about that?
well, I actually, um, last 2 years ago, I wrote actually with a tabla master named Ritesh Das,
Yeah.
who wrote a song called Prayer for the Mother
Okay.
about Mother Earth. So I wrote with Ritesh, and that was just incredible being able to write with him. I loved it. And that was fabulous. You can find our song on Ritesh's website.
What's
Um,
the song called, Biff? What's the song called? I want to
prayer,
put it out there.
prayer, prayer for the mother.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love it working with Ritesh. And yeah, I mean, years ago I wrote with a couple artists on our label, Her Royal Majesties. But we're making new music. We've got a new record coming out next year.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, so and that one's going to be very special. I can't wait till you
I,
hear
I, I
it.
can't wait for you to, tell us when it's going to be ready. Um, I would love to see you collaborate with a lot more artists because you have such a diversity in your voice. Like,
Thank you.
how you can sing so softly and so gently, how you can be like strong and empowered.
Thank you.
Like I would love to see so many more collaborations because I feel that's a whole other chapter that is going to completely revolutionize how we look at music today. And if you haven't thought about that, my darling, can you please think about it? Because you're
Thank
because
you.
you're truly an artist and there are so many true artists out there and it would be great to see real music come back to the forefront from my
Thank
perspective.
you.
I'll
Thank
get
you.
I'll get beaten up for saying this, but I don't care. Like I'm always so honest.
You won't. You won't. I promise.
So I want to ask you this. There are many avatars that make up who you are: musical artist, poet, survivor, activist, author, philanthropist, and the list just goes on and on and on. These are all examples of your expression of self. So I feel compelled to ask you this because I think it's important for people watching and listening to this to know your thoughts on this. Who is Bif Naked, the woman behind the avatars that you hope people discover when they watch this film?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I more than anything else, I always consider myself a daughter. I
Oh my gosh, I love that.
always just consider myself a daughter, but I have two moms.
Yes,
I know I have my birth mom and then my mom.
yes.
I know. I always just consider myself just a daughter.
I love that because what are you saying? That you consider yourself to be human, right?
Yes,
And I
yes.
think honestly, I feel that that's the authenticity that no matter what hat you wear,
Yeah.
always kind of like that thread that keeps you grounded, through everything that you've gone through. And it screams empowerment.
Definitely. And that's what we're always going to be. No matter what we do in life, we're always our mother's daughters.
Yes, oh my God. I'm such a
Yeah.
mama's girl as well, so I get it. I want to ask you because I cannot believe that my time with you is almost done. I could talk to you for hours. I
Well,
really
thank you.
could.
We'll
And
have
we
to do
have to do
that.
that. We have to do that. Absolutely. So I want to
Yeah.
ask you this as we close off, Biff. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you'd like to close out our time together today? I mean, anything about the documentary that you feel that I haven't asked you? Anything you want people to know? Please share.
Oh gosh, I think that, the only thing I hope that people have as a takeaway um, from the film, for sure, is that people develop, maybe they get inspired or feel hopeful. I just really think that, if people can walk away from seeing this picture, whether they were fans already or whether they weren't, um, as long as they can walk away feeling hopeful about not just, the world, but about their own lives,
Hmm.
in the future, and, kind of just be able to reflect on their own lives moving forward and just, see where they can, carry forth with their own lives and live a more joyful life from day to day. Because why not? I always say, why postpone joy?
Oh, what a great way to end this. Biff, thank you so much for your time. You are a soul sister. I love your honesty. I love your heart. I love the incredible legacy that is behind you and the incredible legacy that is yet to be made. And I look forward to that journey. As we close out, my dear lady, I'd love for you to just, give a shout out to the Anokhi Uncensored community. And that's the show that you're on.
Thank you. I'm Bif Naked, and I just want to say hello to everyone in the Anokhi community, and thank you for being here. Love you. Thank
Oh my
you.
gosh. Thank you, you sweet lady. I'm enamored by you, and I cannot wait for everything else that's going to draw out for you. Guys, make sure you experience Biff Naked, the documentary, airing today on the Super Channel Fuse at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it will also be on demand thereafter. Share it with everyone you know. Trust me, you are going to thank me. This is a raw and powerful portrayal of an artist who continues to redefine art, storytelling, strength, creativity, vulnerability, and undeniable authenticity. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you next time on Anokhi Uncensored.
She just came out and was doing what she wanted to do.
Whether or not she wanted to, she became this icon for girls who wanted to be different.
From her debut self-titled CD, this is Bif Naked.
She has this you attitude.
She was fearless.
She was also just such a badass. My name is Bif Naked. I'm a singer.
Biff was just a different kind of person. Biff talked about sexuality differently. Biff was rougher around the edges. Of course she's not going to fit in.
In punk rock music, you don't give a I was barred from walking on the stage. Bands that we have played on the bill with asked me who I was gonna
And I'm sitting back there, I'm like, oh, shit.
tell them to go themselves.
To succeed in this business for as long as she has, it takes a lot of grit, and that girl was full of grit.
Every single show is amazing. It's the other 22 hours in the day that are hard.
They were living off popcorn.
So I just wouldn't eat anything.
When you're dropped in America, your career is over, or you're done.
I've put up with just about everything.
Lost record deals, breast cancer,
Take my shirt off and show you my cool scar.
heart operation and kidney failure, molested, raped, violence.
I feel bad for those boys. They couldn't take back what they did.
She has fought through everything.
Hear this? Let me turn it up.
Biffy was really a game changer.
There is nothing about her that isn't authentic.
She just walks the walk.
The trials that she's had, the fact that she's survived.
That is a legacy that's going to outlive her.
I don't know anybody else in Canada who has what she has.